All right. Let me verify a couple of things.
Is our is our is our is our
What were you saying, Kelsey?
is our super fan coming in tonight?
I am about to text the superfan. Give me a moment.
Whose turn
You
is
just let her
the
decide.
recap?
Who do you like better, Johan or Morgan? The other one dies.
Oh yeah, it's like
Text now.
place your bets now. Place your bets now.
I mean, could Morgan bet on himself? I don't know if that's a conflict of interest.
Oh yeah, there you go, Brynjar. You can just basically it's like, hey, I gotta start a betting pool between the other party members. Okay.
So the superfan is feeling super bad tonight.
Oh no.
Has been in bed most of the day, but she texted and asked if we were still playing,
Yep.
and I said yeah. So she may tune in at least for a little while, probably not for the entire thing. Because I went to visit them after work, and yeah, they were. He was okay, but she was feeling pretty cruddy. So
Okay.
all right,
Well, that sucks. I
so
hope she feels better.
whose turn
Super
is
fan. Who should die?
whose turn is it to do the recap?
Should be
Rick.
mine, I think.
All right, Rick.
Just serendipitous. It was a Morgan heavy episode, I think.
It was a special episode.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. First off, George, thanks for having me. It's great to be here, as always.
You're
So let's see. Last time on the Annals of Levis, after our bout with the ogres, we decided what our next move was going to be. We had all gotten back to the oasis outside of El Berektha. Morgan decided, I'm going back. And he brought Brynjar with him for security. He went to grab some of the crystals that were being mined, as well as the war horn that the ogres used. While they were doing that, the rest of the party was trying to organize the giant children. So Taj trying to entertain them using his little turret companion, Tart. Unfortunately, he was built for war and not for entertainment, so it didn't really land. Thankfully, Johan, famously good with kids, Johan was able to spin them a Magiskaran tale of history and love and romance and violence, which Pyre translated and sort of toned down, I should assume, the more Magiskar themes and moments. But the children loved it. So by the time Morgan and Brynjar got back, the children were all happy and ready to go. So, with an uneventful journey back to the halls of the Desert Giants, returning to Karam Bay, Morgan managed to, after building up the goodwill by bringing the children back, he managed to negotiate the release of the professor, who is officially joining the party. But additionally, they were given, from the Grateful Giants, another great treasure. Money, but also some interesting little artifacts, these little purple orbs, which as soon as Brynjar touched one, he became more powerful, because he was really not pulling his weight with the party before, and so this was really a godsend. You know, he's no longer the anchor of the party now, because anyone who touches these gets a permanent ability score increase or a feat of their choice, which I hope everyone picked, because I reminded you. So everyone grabbed their orb except for Morgan, who said, I'm saving this for later. Once they left the halls of the giants, Morgan sat down with the group for a very normal, very simple discussion about his a little plan he's been cooking up to not only defeat the Dune Lords, but steal their knowledge, their Vorsemian artifacts, and complete their plan to break into the tomb of Horus II, use Vorsemian artifacts to steal his power, the power of a god. A little bit of it, anyway. So, understandably, the group had some reservations. They had some doubts. So, trying to muster up support, Morgan pled his case, turning to Johan for support, his oldest friend who is not dead. And Johan stabbed him in the tummy, really hard.
Oh.
He had been coerced by the King in Yellow with an ultimatum. Basically, a deal that Johann had made in Albasol in exchange for information. The King in Yellow said, "I will call in this favor later, and if you don't deliver on your part, the woman you love dies."
Mm-hmm.
And so he has called in that favor: kill Morgan. And with a devastating betrayal and a devastating smite, we ended the last episode.
So, to pull back the curtain a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
that was not how I had intended that use of the King in Yellow's chip to be used.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing what I know of his motivations and his goals and what it is that he's in this game to achieve,
Mm-hmm.
that changed his calculus quite a bit to hear Morgan say, "Oh, I want the power for myself and inflict my will on everything else." So at that point, steps had to be.
And they had such a good working relationship, Morgan and the King
Mhm.
in Yellow. So this is really a hard betrayal for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. I don't think you've seen the King in Yellow since you flung a dagger at him and wound up killing a child.
Nope.
That kid had it together.
What?
I would do
Oh,
it
yeah.
again.
That was a thing.
What kind of
Yeah.
work
He
did
was a
I just
ghost.
join?
Ghost kid.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'd do it again.
he was a ghost kid, except that he had a living shell here in the world still. He had until
Anymore.
until Morgan came along. So, all right. Yeah, so when we left off, Morgan had just taken 47 points of piercing, well, technically slashing, and radiant damage from our paladin. I would like everyone to roll for initiative.
Okay, here we go. Moment of truth, everyone.
So what happened last time was a little surprise round.
Mm-hmm.
So on this round, Johann, you will not be able to go because you kind of kicked
Okay.
everything off.
Okay, fair enough.
So
I
now
can
it's the
continue?
party reacting to you.
Mm-hmm.
Not great, but we'll see how it goes.
There's Taj, and now, okay, we've got Pyre, we've got Taj. I think that's everybody. 6, yeah, okay.
See.
So we'll put everybody in descending order. Taj,
Let's see.
Taj, you are up. You just saw Johann bury his freakish sword, his Kopesh, into Morgan.
And
Taj.
he didn't say anything. Yeah, sorry. I'm just scheming. He didn't say anything, right?
He didn't say anything. He just stabbed Morgan. Now,
Yep.
that's in reaction to Morgan talking about, I don't want to put words in Morgan's mouth, but to paraphrase, I want all the power for me. I want to be powerful.
I mean, that's not inaccurate. But I think the last thing was he was like, "Johann, tell me if you approve or not. You're my oldest friend, and I need you with me on this."
I need you to be my moral compass. Oh God! Ow, you stabbed me. Does this mean you
Ooh,
don't
right in the
approve?
tummy.
Here's my answer, Morgan. Shank.
Like, damn, dude, you could have just said no.
Is Johann willing for me to cast haste on him?
Oh wow!
Damn.
Sure, why not?
Oh my god!
I'm going to cast haste on Johann. He casts that, and then he's going to bonus action roll Tard up. He's going to stop concentrating on haste now.
Okay.
The double cross.
Ah.
So
So we're not gonna be on a map.
that's
All right?
fine.
We're
It's
just
all
gonna
good.
be on here.
I'm just making sure Tart is there.
We're
He's
just gonna be
there.
theater of the mind. Yeah, you can drag Tart out if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And just
You guys are so close together, you can literally say, for my move action, I move over to so and so.
Mm-hmm.
I will then pop Tart's protector and say, "This is really not how we should be deciding things. We've always talked shit out. If you have a disagreement, use your words, Johan. No, fuck, what's his country's name?
Magiskar.
No Magiskar in politics." And
Alright.
in
Yes,
turn, he's gonna put temp HP on Morgan himself and Pyre and Brynjar and Wildiggles.
The family knew I wanted to court their daughter when I attempted to kill the father. All right. So, Taj, that ends your turn.
Yes,
How much HP was that?
7 temp HP for all y'all except Johan.
Mm-hmm.
Who got hasted?
Johan, you're exhausted and tired for some reason.
Wait, did you drop your haste?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
did.
did. Yeah.
He
Okay.
double crossed him immediately.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you hasted him and then you ended it immediately.
Yes, I
Yes,
did.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that I would be.
So,
So
Johan,
basically, so I wouldn't be able to move. Yeah.
that's okay. Don't worry, Johan. I promise I'll haste you next turn for reals.
I'm sure you will. Okay. All right.
All right.
That's it. End turn.
All right. Next up is Professor Wildiggles.
So he sees this new group. He finally got out of the giants. It's great. It's going great.
And at least one instance, literally.
God damn it. So anyway, we get out of here, and then one of my new companions just stabs the other one. So he rips the glasses off his face and points at the group and says, "We will not have this in this class, this expedition." And then I'm gonna cast Scatter
Okay.
on all 5 of them. I guess the robot thing is not going anywhere.
Is Scatter 30 feet or 60 feet?
It is 120 feet, I believe. Hold on.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
That is
Yikes.
Why is Brynjar getting tossed?
I'm gonna toss everybody out 120 feet from the central point where I'm standing, and
I choose to fail the save.
making sure to send Johan and Morgan the direct opposite direction,
Okay.
and
Well,
it is a
choose the
wisdom
fail
saving.
this-
throw.
Hold on.
Save.
I'm going to try to resist because Morgan's still reeling. So let's see. Wisdom save probably will fail. That's my weakest save. Yeah, I don't think that makes sense.
Well, I'll use my
Okay.
reaction.
Okay.
And,
So I gotta do a wisdom saving throw too. Okay.
My
And not
cast
be
is
able-
wrong.
I mean, you can choose to fail it if you want to. You don't have to
Oh,
make a
oh,
save.
No,
hold on.
I'll see what happens here. Yeah. No. I think that will be. Yeah.
Morgan, you get +5 to your roll.
So Morgan remains where he was.
There you go.
Oh, great! The one person that needed to.
All right.
And Brynjar gets tossed for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, and Johan doesn't go
Morgan
anywhere
gets
either.
yeeted across the sands.
Pyre's gonna get yeeted as well unless we get a saving throw from Pyre.
I'm letting myself go.
All right.
So we're getting all shot in different directions.
Let it go.
So-
Except
Let it
Johan
go.
and Morgan, right?
Except Johan and Morgan. Yeah.
Perfect.
Whoa, whoa,
1v1
whoa.
I've done my job to help
Whoa.
resolve the fight.
It's
So
120
just gotta-
feet, not 40 miles.
There wasn't a thing. I'm just considering 10 miles is 30 feet.
Here,
Okay.
I'll move you guys.
So
back.
I'll just use my
Okay,
seeing
thank
that I completely failed to move away the fighting parties and moved everybody else away, complete incompetent. I'll just kind of put my glasses back on and kind of back away just a little slowly.
Okay,
that'll
so
be my turn.
everyone is now 120 feet away from
Everyone-
Morgan and
Johan.
Professor. No, Johan just went flying.
No, no. Oh, no. Oh, I did go.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
that
You
was-
don't have advantage on this save.
Oh, right. Okay, you're right. Okay, so I'm.
Oh,
actually
okay,
back-
so I did get you.
Yeah, you did give me. Okay.
Yeah, you did it.
Now I'm stuck with the
So
guy.
I gotta move back a ways, like right here, I guess. Or
Yeah.
120 feet.
okay, that's fine.
We'll move Pyre back a little bit further and Taj. So yeah, everybody is 120 feet away from Morgan and the Professor, except for Turret.
What is that above my head?
Above your head, that was a camel. It's kind of an artifact
long dead
left
one now.
over. It's not a dead camel. It's just we're not using it for anything anymore. Here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now it's nothing. Okay. All right. So, Professor Will Diggles, you've cast your spell. Does that end your turn?
Yeah.
Morgan,
Hey, that's me.
what would you like to do?
Morgan, currently doubled over in pain, coughing up a bit of blood.
Probably holding
Is
his
little-
guts in on the side.
Yep, he got stabbed right in the tummy. He's reeling from that, but he knows Johann is his friend, and there's only one reason he would betray him. Morgan will, between coughing, will say, "Fuck. I hope we would have more time before we had to deal with this."
I should have done better with messaging.
Yep. My PR could have been better. Hey, Professor. Thanks for buying me a little time, but unfortunately, Johann's got to do this. Just try and keep everyone else back, yeah? I will burn a soul gem as my bonus action and activate another round of Ghost Step. That's ghostish, I guess. We'll do that. Smoke. So, yeah, Morgan knows why Johann is doing this, and he knows what's at stake. So he's still reeling, but he will, with his movement, he'll move 30 feet towards Johann. So there's now 90 feet between us.
Okay.
Let's see. And I will cast a spell. I'll cast Blade Ward. So I have resistance to physical damage until my next turn, and I'll end my turn.
Smart.
Morgan has drawn his sword and is walking towards Johann.
Put a little icon on you like that for Blade Ward. Okay. Next up is Johann. Johann, you are currently catching your breath.
Yes. Okay.
Pyre.
But can I do? Okay. Right.
You can't do
sure.
anything. You already used
Yep.
your action to start this whole thing off.
True. All right. You're right.
And after that haste, literally all you can do right now is hands
And
on
turn.
your knees and try to catch your breath.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up is Pyre. Pyre, at the start of your turn, give me a religion check. Don't fuck this up.
I
Cross
think
fingers.
you also pump it with the one inspiration I have.
All right.
I was saving that!
Waste on
Funny.
this. Let them kill each other.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. So, Pyre, you can tell. Oh, hang on. It sounded like somebody just pulled up outside. Hang on.
Ooh, dramatic.
Dramatic pause.
Super fan showed up. Want to get her opinion in there.
She's like, Morgan must die.
That's fine. He's finally getting busted for his kidding.
All righty, I'm back.
That
I think it was just.
That haste thing is fun, but it works once.
I think everybody
Right,
was.
so.
I think somebody was just. I don't know, doing donuts out in the street or something stupid. I don't know.
Nice.
All right, so Pyre, you're getting a conflicting feeling from your goddess Amara. Amara is the goddess of compassion. So on the one hand, she hates to see someone suffering the way that Morgan is suffering right now, especially at the hands of a friend. But at the same time, you get a sense that Amara is kind of resigned to it, like it needs to happen.
Does Pyre agree?
That's up to you. That's up to Pyre. I'm just telling you.
That's up to Pyre.
I'm just telling you what the feeling you're getting from your goddess is right now.
I am so conflicted. I have been so conflicted. This makes it just the same.
Well, just pick whoever you like more, me or Mike.
Wow.
Wow.
Easy. Or flip a coin.
Brynjar, you're next. Be thinking about what you want to do.
Do I flip a coin?
Okay.
How do I flip a coin?
/R1D2.
Yeah, R1D2.
You're really leaving up to the coin?
One, make one hedge.
There's
and two,
there's no
two
responsibility with the coin.
/R1, 2.
tails. Yeah, one would be hedge and two would be tails.
Tails.
Did
What
you
does
pick who
tails
you
say?
wanted to be each one?
You need to pick something before you roll.
Goddamn.
Rookie mistake.
Fire,
I-
we're gonna need you to choose.
I am going to sit on the ground and let it happen.
Okay.
Damn. Just watching two friends approach each other with murderous intent.
Mm-hmm.
I feel awful, but
All right. Fire sits this one out, literally. Does that end your turn?
yes.
Next up is Brynjar.
Okay, give me just a second here.
Taj, you're next. Be thinking about what you want to do.
Thinking.
So Brynjar is going to go ahead and let's see. What's my? I guess I would have to dash and able to get to where those two are going to meet up, right?
Dashing would get you halfway to Morgan.
All right, we'll go that route.
All right. Hang on just a second. All right. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was about to say it uses your action and your movement. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But to start now of round 2, Taj, you are up.
So Brynjar's head is racing towards Morgan.
Brynjar is racing towards Morgan's direction.
His intentions unknown.
Pyre is sitting down. Professor Wildiggles is probably looking pretty proud of himself. And Johan looks winded.
Making me change things. I had an idea. How's Johan looking right now?
Johan looks fine. I mean, he looks exhausted. He looks tired,
Mhm.
like he's out of breath.
I'm just checking just to make sure the hit point numbers and all that.
He's been a little scuffed up, but he hasn't taken all that much damage.
Okay.
He certainly hasn't been wounded from Morgan in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Range of that? Okay. Well, regardless, I'm going to be moving 30 foot closer towards the center, which seems to be getting me closer to everybody except Pyre.
Okay,
So that's 30 feet.
we'll say that's 30 feet.
Morgan still has my temp HP, so I'm going to spend a bonus action and do Expeditious Retreat. So that lets me bonus action dash, so that gets me 60 feet closer.
Okay.
So I am now next to Morgan.
Yeah, we'll say that. That's fine.
Okay, sounds good. So,
Well, you're 30 feet from Morgan because you've moved 90 feet. You moved 30, and then you did the Expeditious Retreat, which lets you dash. So that was
yes,
another
I
60
did 30,
feet.
I did 60 feet so far.
Oh, then you're halfway there.
Perfect, okay. Well, I'm being real mindful right now. I'm just gonna dash, I guess. And I'm just gonna call out saying, let's stop fighting right now, weapons down, or we're going to make this even. We're gonna make this really complicated.
All right. Very good. Does that okay? You've dashed. Does that end your turn?
That ends my turn, and I still have Expeditious Retreat going.
Okay. Next up is that concentration?
Yes, it is. I'm giving myself the yellow dot.
All right. Next up is Professor Will Diggles.
So he's just gonna kind of look around and he did his thing. That's about all he's got. So he's gonna see Pyre sitting, and he's gonna start kind of stomping that way. Like Miss, we are about to have a great need for. And he's just gonna be rebuking her for sitting as he moves her direction, which was I guess just 25 feet to make things more complicated.
Well, she's still 120 feet away, so yeah, you start
Right.
moving her direction. So, what do you have? 25
Gnome's
feet
known
of
for the
movement?
ground speed.
You know,
It's going to take you
Like
another
6 rounds, yeah.
another 4 rounds to get over to her, unless you want to dash.
George trusted us.
I
with
can
Mind
dash, yeah.
Encounter, and now we are immediately going straight to the most complicated movement system imaginable.
Right.
Right.
Like,
I'll
like
dash,
we did it
so
on purpose.
All right. Did you say you wanted to dash?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're now
60.3 feet.
all right. Does that end your turn since you dashed?
Yeah.
Morgan, you're up.
All right. Let's see. Johan's still a bit of a ways away, so
Johan is still 120 feet away from you.
well, I moved a little closer to him before, so thought it was
did you?
90. Yep.
Mm-hmm. He did.
That being said, I will cast message targeting Tajwala.
All right.
Because Tajwala was the only other member of the party who was in Al Basal with Johan and knows what's at stake.
Mm-hmm.
So I will cast message. So it's a creature within 120 feet. It's one action to cast. The message will be to Tajwala. You know why he has to do this. Trust me. Don't interfere.
Can I use my reaction to respond?
Well,
I don't get
as
the
part of
counter.
It says the target can
Yeah.
reply in a whisper only you can hear.
As
You can
part-
reply to the message.
yeah, you don't have to use your reaction. You can just reply to it right now.
Oh, I can just reply. Okay.
Keep it short.
It's terrible what's happening, but I believe you're doing the right thing. I'd rather choose you than I'd rather choose the world than choose him. Let's hope we
Wow.
can end this peacefully.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but Johan didn't hear any of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no,
Yep,
he
it was
did.
just-
Yeah.
He basically just said, "Stay out of it. Trust me." And Morgan will. I'll move. I'll move. Bonus action and action to dash with my cunning action. I'll move 60 feet closer to Johan. So we're 30 feet apart now.
Okay.
No, you know what? Fuck. That makes me a target. I'll just move 30 feet closer.
Okay.
Fuck. I have to respect Johan's martial prowess. This plan won't work if I die
Okay.
before I'm ready.
All right, so
All
you're
right.
60 feet from Johan now.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Next up is Johan. Johan, you can actually do stuff. You have your breath back.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
So after
Blade Ward is
Johan
exploded.
gets his breath back, he looks up at Morgan,
Ghost Morgan.
Gorse Morgan. There is no joy on his face. He's probably looking rather forlorn and sad because he doesn't want to do this, but he has to. And you probably will hear him say, "I'm sorry." And he is going to first, as his bonus action, is going to cast Hexblade's Curse on you, Morgan.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
And
too far away.
then-
I get closer.
And then for his action, he is going to cast Sickening Radiance on top of you. So, which
Owie.
means you have to take you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty. But just a caveat for Hexblade's Curse, I think you have to be within 30 feet, so you gotta move closer.
Oh, okay. So so he'll step 30 feet then.
Yep.
Do that. Okay.
Alright, so con save.
So they're
huh?
30 feet
Alright.
apart. Okay.
Because I still have some soul gems left, I have advantage on Constitution checks. Or Constitution
Mhm.
saving throws.
Yeah.
That's still only a 10. So,
Mhm.
yeah, roll the damage. 4 die
Okay.
10.
So you have to. Okay. So you're going to take 4d10. So okay, so
Jesus
slash
Christ.
roll 4d10. So you're taking 20 points of radiant damage. Basically, what happens is a sickly greenish light surrounds you, and basically what happens is, I believe when a creature moves into the spell's area for the first time on turn or starts its turn in there, the creature must. Okay, so you see it on
I have a
that.
level of exhaustion.
And you suffer
as long as I'm
one
in the
level
area.
exhaustion.
Oof. That could be bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And yeah, this is a concentration spell too. So basically, yeah, I got it. Okay, if I can get my thing. Thanks, George.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, and that's gonna end Johan's turn.
Oof. All right. Next up is Pyre, who is sitting down, watching Will Diggles walk mournfully over to her.
And I'll look to the professor, not happy, just resolved. And I'll say, I can't participate in this. My goddess wouldn't want, she would feel awful. But she wouldn't want, she would want this to run its course. Because putting faith in one way or another it wouldn't go well. And I'll continue sitting and pull out my prayer wheel.
All right. Next, speaking of prayer wheels, next up is Brynjar.
Brynjar's gonna keep going. He's gonna actually try to get to Tajwala because he's super confused and doesn't know what the fuck is going on. So maybe he's
Alright.
hoping Tajwala will explain more.
Perfect.
We'll
I
say
can help.
we'll say Taj is 60 feet away from you.
I shall dash there.
Okay.
And do I have enough things where I can ask him what's going on?
Yeah, you can talk. You can always talk on your turn. You don't need things.
Oh, okay.
Responding is the problem.
Yeah, he just
Right.
he can't respond until it's his turn. But he's going next, so.
Right. So Brynjar's just basically like, what is happening right now? What do we do?
I'll respond on my turn.
All right. Next up, we're at the start of round 3. Taj, you are up. Brynjar has just come to you. Befuddled, is that a good way to say it?
Very.
Confuzzled.
Looking for guidance.
Taj will speak super briefly and quickly, saying, Johan has made a bargain with something you don't want to bargain with. That being is calling due now. Morgan says he'll handle it. I'm not going to let him die. We know what's at stake. We can't lose, and especially if this host is tagging in when he feels like it. What if he tags in later? So I'm giving Morgan 6 to 12 seconds to solve this. And Taj is going to I don't have anything good, right? No, I don't have anything good. I just have that. Alright, and that's it. End turn.
All right. Next up is Professor Will Diggles. Professor, you were 60 feet from Pyre. You still are. Would you like to dash back over to Pyre?
Yeah, he's gonna go another 50 feet toward Pyre, be 10 feet away.
Okay.
Just the greatest of needs. Good gods, woman, are you praying? We need healing. They need healing. And that'll hit my turn.
All right. Next up is Morgan. Morgan, how are you feeling? You're covered in a sickening greenish glow.
It's not his best look.
You have 1 level of exhaustion.
Right. But I believe since it says when a creature starts its turn, so I think that was the damage I took before.
Mm-hmm.
But I can move out of this.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Yep.
It's
So
30,
I will
it's
move.
30-foot radius.
Yep. I'm still 30 feet away from Johan. I think I want to keep my distance. Yeah. I will move 30 feet laterally this way. Get out of this. Get out of the sickening radiance. Which I think it says when the spell ends.
Yeah, there's light.
No,
and any spells
okay, so as long as you're
exhaustion.
concentrating on that spell, I still have that exhaustion. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. I will, once I'm out of the sickening radiance, I will use my action to down a potion of superior healing. That way I can get all of the potionness out of it. Which I believe, let me just click the button to see how much that would heal. That's 8 die 4 plus 8. So that's 8 times 4 is... fuck. Can't think.
32.
8 times 4, so that's 40
8
hit
times
points
4
I
is
get
32,
back.
yeah.
Alright, so since I take my action to drink it slowly, we'll just straight up get 40 hit points back.
Okay.
Bringing me, what's my total actually?
Your total...
Oh, 132. Okay, so I'm good. So I'm I'm just out of power word kill range.
All right.
So,
So,
that's my
Johan,
action.
you see
Mhm.
Morgan take a potion. How far did you move away, Morgan?
We should be 30 feet apart right now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And for my
Well-
bonus action,
Okay.
nah, I'm just kidding.
All right.
Let's see. I'll actually just bonus action. I'll dash back 10 feet, just because I don't want to give Johan an opening where he could easily rush me.
So you're 40 feet away from Johan.
40 feet.
Okay. All right.
All right. Next up is Johan.
So Johan is actually going to step. He's going to go walk forward about 10 feet. And then he disappears. And then stands right next to Morgan because since you are Hexblade's curse, he magically teleports right next to you.
Ooh, you got the old Maiwamo Shindaru move.
Yeah. And so now he's going to start swinging. So
Nani?
I know you've got your thing put up. So let's
Yeah.
go ahead and see what's going to happen.
It is with disadvantage. Yep.
Yeah, he's got disadvantage on all these hits. Okay.
This thing-
All right. So let's go.
It is
Disadvantage,
quite
you're
obnoxious.
trying to hit 18.
Yep. Okay.
It's too late to ask for my
That's a
ring
nine-
of
that would be
protection
a
back.
Oh, that's a 13, so that's a miss.
Hang on a second. I couldn't hear any of that. What were you
Okay.
trying to say, Morgan?
No, I was just joking around. Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's-
I'm sorry, Johan. What were you saying?
Okay, so that's a disadvantage. So a 13 misses, I take it.
13 misses.
Okay. And then he's going to do one more.
100.
Oh, wait a minute. So let me go ahead here. Actually, since he's got the curse on here, he should be rolling this one. Oh, and that's of course a double natural one.
Yes.
Woof,
Yes,
woof,
that is
woof,
definitely a miss.
Woof,
Yep.
woof.
Even
Okay,
teleporting up,
so yeah,
Morgan just ghosting in and out,
yeah.
floating like a
Mhm.
butterfly, staying like a bee.
All right.
Mhm.
Very good. Johan.
That's Emma's turn. Yep.
All right. Next up is Pyre. Pyre, you've got an angry gnome in your face going, Are you praying? You should be healing people. Hello?
I'll look up to him and I'll state, as I just stated, my goddess. wouldn't want me to partake in this situation because both sides have problems and they counteract each other. So I shall sit here and pray a little bit for forgiveness.
What's the Ken Watanabe gif? Let them fight.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right, then. I'm next. Are you doing anything, Pyre?
And spinning my wheel.
Okay.
In-
And it makes little noises.
Give me another religion check.
God's gonna tell her to get up off her ass.
Pyre, you're starting to get the impression that the events unfolding before you are starting to garner more eyes from celestial realms. So while your God is keenly aware of what's going on, you're starting to feel like others are starting to look down as well. But you're
Are
not.
they going to agree with their God's decision?
You're not
Oh,
sure
you
who.
actually do something.
With a 13, you can't really tell. You can't really tell who, and you can't really tell. You're not really getting a read on how they feel.
I will turn to Will Diggles and I'll say, at least several celestial beings are watching.
All right. Next up,
And I will
Ed.
spin the wheel and it makes pretty wind chime noises.
All right. Next up is Brynjar. Brynjar, what would you like to do?
Brydyar is just super confused and conflicted on should he take a side? Should he do nothing at all? And so he once again turns to Taj or to anybody who would give him guidance as to what should happen here. He also has some internal conflict. Should Morgan be allowed to have the power that he is trying to obtain? Is it too much?
Is it just
will
enough?
will it backfire and betray? Will he end up betraying the party in the search for this power? Or... So there's a lot of confusion, a lot of contemplation to be done, and so yeah, he just kind of looks for input. He kind of asks Tajwala like what is the end goal here? Should I take a side? Should I do nothing? And I will end my turn.
All right. Next, we're at the start of round 4. Taj, you are up.
It is quite possibly the fate of Levis is hanging on this fight. If Morgan survives and he's able to do what he's referring to, then the Pharaoh's power is no longer up for grabs, and the gods have nothing to worry about except their paranoia.
It is in fact Rocky 4.
If
right now,
if
in the Burning Heart.
if Johann of Quo succeeds, then maybe the power is pushed on until someone else makes another gamble for it, or maybe Johann's patron has another dibs for it at the very end. I think the only wrong choice is doing nothing. I believe in the pragmatic choice here that Morgan's task should be seen through. Yes, it is scary, especially for the gods, but we have Levis to hold on to. The gods don't. The gods have the other planes, the worlds beyond. We only got the one, so we can't really fiddle with this. So I'm giving him a little bit longer, Morgan.
Morgan
best-
asks you to trust him. I mean, to be fair, this is asking you to trust him after he just had this insane plan. But still,
I am trusting him for 6 to 12 seconds.
that's how much he trusts Morgan. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very quantifiable.
Start showing the trust. He's going to tell Brynjar, get ready. Because one way or another, something's going to happen, and Levis is going to be different because of it.
All right.
So Taj is going to do nothing right now because he trusts Morgan for about 6 to 12 seconds and ends turn.
All right. Next up is Professor Wildiggles, who is probably very animatedly looking at Pyre, expecting her to start healing bitches at some point.
So yeah, he's whatever little distance was left, he'll close. And he's like, when she's still sitting on the ground.
Yes. Kelsey,
So
you're
I'm
being monologued at.
I'm like head, like fully standing. I'm like the same height. So I'm just sitting there with my mouth open and like gaped open while she's talking about celestials and crap. And woman, I need healing. We all need healing. What are you doing? And that'll end my turn because I've got nothing.
All right. Next up is Morgan. Morgan, your former friend just took 2 more swipes at your hard to hit form. What would you like to do?
Let's see. I guess I could see that Taj and Brynjar are getting ready to do something, because if so, I got to move up my plan. Morgan will look at Johan and be like, that was a pretty cheap shot, you know. I guess I'm a bad influence on you. Come on. You trust me? And Morgan will drop his weapon and he will drop out of ghost form. And he will stand arms wide open in front of Johan, not defending himself at all.
That trust is going down. It's going down fast.
All right. So, wow. All right. So, Morgan kind of does his, if you strike me down now, this will be more powerful than you can ever imagine. In front of Johan. Johan, it is your turn. He is not moving to defend himself. I will say you've got advantage if you want to take it.
So Johan, he looks at Morgan, and he says, and he actually says to him, "You have been a good friend, Morgan Flytown. He says, and I wish this was better circumstances. But I'm sorry, but I must do what I must do." And he's gonna strike at him.
Yep.
Okay, and let's see. So so let's go ahead here with this. So that's a 14. Oh, he missed. Maybe his heart's not in it.
Does not hit. Yeah, maybe
Okay.
Johan
Oh, I
doesn't
haven't-
want to do this.
Yeah, he doesn't want
Can
to
I
do
say
this,
that Morgan will... I know this isn't really a game mechanic, but he will step to the point where he will not defend himself, completely open to just a lethal blow.
Okay.
He's making no effort to defend himself at all.
All right.
That's why we're giving him advantage.
Yeah.
But like, you could just cut his head off. He's not gonna avoid it.
Okay.
He's allowing a coup de grace.
So
Yeah, I'm basically would just at this point allowing Johan to kill Morgan.
Okay. So second attack then. That's a 24. Let's see. So let me go ahead and roll the damage.
Hang on.
Okay.
With a 24, I mean that definitely
Yeah.
hits. Morgan is not making any effort to defend himself.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan, are you saying you want to die here?
Morgan knows that the stakes are bad, and the only way everyone makes it out of this is if Morgan dies here. He will have faith in his friends, and he will choose to take the L here.
Johan, you can see
Mm-hmm.
on some level, an odd peace maybe come over Morgan
Mm-hmm.
as your paladin instincts, the part of you that knows right and wrong, which may
Mm-hmm.
be a little skewed right now.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like he believes in you to make the right decision.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Almost like he's resigned to
Yeah.
whatever is to happen now. What do you choose to do?
Well, he's because again he's contemplating the fate. He's contemplating the fate of Naya. It's not, but it's also not just about her. It's also about the fate of Levis with what Morgan's trying to do. Even if it was good intentions, it's going to bring about all untolds of chaos. And as far as Johann of Quo is concerned, he is the gatekeeper to that chaos. And so this is more kind of like he's doing this out of a strange sense of mercy, and essentially to Morgan. So yeah, he's gonna keep. I mean, he's feels like I've got no choice. I mean, this is. So yeah, he keeps going. He's resigned to basically, mercy. Basically, mercy kill Morgan essentially.
All right. And with that, given the fact that Morgan has resigned himself to it, Johann, how do you kill Morgan?
He first. He basically slow. I mean, he just does it really quick, like right in the heart. And
Perfect.
and as he takes his blade out, he basically grabs hold of his sword, disappears, and he basically grabs hold of Morgan's lifeless form, creating his arms. And then with his free hand, he actually takes the Borsinian artifact that Morgan had.
May I depart some last words to Johann as Morgan dies?
You may.
I'll keep it brief.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Good. Trust me. That's it.
Okay.
All right, give me a moment
then-
here.
Mm-hmm.
While I
All right. Phase 1 of my plan is complete.
while I compose
Okay.
myself emotionally. No, I'm just kidding. I've got to. I'm making a token on the fly.
I'm just
Mhm.
gonna like take a moment.
You see,
Seem more serious.
my, phase 1 of my plan, Morgan's got to die. There's no other way out of this.
I mean,
Phase
I feel
2
like
of my plan may shock you.
since day one, Morgan's been making these kinds of decisions.
I mean, that was the thing that driving it. Morgan, for all his faults, will always put his friends first if he needs to, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's been the one redeeming quality that's brought him through everything.
So, all right, give me a second here. I'm having to create a token on the fly.
Yep. So Morgan has said to Johann, to Tajwala, and to the professor, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was just lying to us, that bastard, so he wouldn't.
Fucking your problem now, peace.
All right, almost done. So,
Oh, didn't expect that.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
so, Pyre. We're out of initiative, but you would have been next
Okay.
anyway in initiative.
Right.
Actually, we'll stay in initiative for right now.
Okay.
Pyre, you are up next. Give me for free. Give me another religion check. with a 14.
You know, in 5.5, they actually let you add your wisdom to your religion score for the cleric. It's very interesting for situations like this.
Yeah, I'll allow that. What is your religion modifier?
Wisdom instead of intelligence, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's your wisdom modifier?
5. So it would be a 9. So that would be a 19.
No, it
Yeah.
wouldn't, because the 4 is coming from her intelligence.
Well, you're
Oh, yeah.
proficient, right?
My
Oh,
wisdom
it's 10
is a
plus 5
20.
minus 1.
Yeah. So she had it'd be a plus 10. So it'd be 5 plus proficiency in religion. So that would be 20. There you go.
That's
You'll allow that.
no. I don't trust that math.
Okay, sounds good. Well, here, your proficiency in wisdom saves, just make a wisdom save, because it will do your wisdom plus your proficiency bonus, just like a wisdom religion roll.
Okay.
And it should be a plus 10. There you go. So we go from a 14 to a 20.
Or 18.
All right.
18. Yeah.
So, Pyre with an 18, you would guess, or no, not that you would guess. The feeling, the reading that you're getting, is that the other celestial eyes that were watching this were Peleos. What's that homeboy's name? Hang on here.
Is it Solon in Lunara?
Not Solon, but
That would have been my guess. I half expected at the start of my turn a Lunara to show up and be like, surprise, bitch, and blast Morgan.
well, let me finish. Peleos Kasan, the god of the deserts, was watching. He is also the patron god of the desert giants, by the way. Pyre, you would know that. But also Peleana Lunari, the goddess of night and the goddess of the moon, was watching as well.
Great.
And Pyre, you and you alone see a celestial form of a large winged woman descending now towards Morgan's body, almost like she's waiting to see what happens next. Is there anything you want to do?
She wants me to do?
Is there anything that you want to do? She's not even looking at the rest of you. She's just looking down at the dead form of Morgan. Not at all surprised. But there's a look on about her, or a vibe about her that says that she's kind of curious as to what happens next. And with an 18 on your religion, Pyre, you would think, or you would have heard before, that these angels sometimes come to not ferry with, but to travel with the newly dead into the afterlife. You don't get that from her. You don't get that she's here to take him anywhere. She's just here to see what happens to him.
He's making sure he stays dead.
Maybe out of a morbid curiosity, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But she seems to be here as an observer, Pyre. Is there anything you want to do?
Stand up,
All right.
and she's going to dash towards Morgan.
So you stand up. That's going to take half your movement. So your movement is now 15. So dashing to Morgan gets you
45 extra feet, right?
Yeah. Hang on. We'll move Brynjar out of the way since everybody's big. You know what? I did say we were going to be out of initiative. We'll just say you can run to Morgan. That's fine.
Wildigos will skitter along behind her like, it's about time, I say.
Morgan is slight smile on his
Waiting
dead face.
to start going off on him. Are we able to do stuff?
Yeah.
All right, Taj will run up and shove Johan and says, "Are you the stupidest fucking human on Levis?"
And then Johan is basically actually takes Morgan's body, and he says, "What I did was for the sake of us all.
What
I
you
have no
did
more
was for the
words."
sake
when
of
he tries, when he tries
And
to
he
take
goes-
Morgan, I will push him away and say, "I fucking got this. You killed him.
Well, guess what?
It solves you from it."
You forgot about this one because anytime he slays something, Morgan comes back as kind of a specter in Johan's service.
What the fuck is this?
And then
You're not doing this for Levis. You're doing this for some cat girl who doesn't remember your damn name.
And at that, Johan basically looks at him with the coldest, deadest eyes. And he says, "If you try to prevent what happens next, be forewarned. This is your last warning."
What?
And Johan
Preventing?
takes the Forsimian artifact in his hand. And there's Morgan's specter with him. And Johan is actually going to go ahead and cast Fly on himself. And he bolts.
Okay.
Oh, that motherfucker!
So Johan departs with
Can do that.
With the specter, with Morgan's specter falling behind.
With
following
Morgan-
behind.
Before he can do that,
Okay.
spell magic.
Yeah, do it!
Upcast it to level 4.
All right. Hang on a second. Let me
Dispel
see.
magic.
Okay.
While all this is going on, Brynjar's going to close the gap so that he can be there if he needs to do something.
Brynjar, get ready to cut his fucking head off.
Morgan Spectre raises an eyebrow at Johan. Like, what's the plan?
And he says, and then he goes, and he basically tells, and he goes.
Well,
to,
hang on. Hold on. I'm still adjudicating the dispel magic.
Okay.
He casts Fly and then moves so that he'd be 60 feet away. Dispel magic has a range of 120 feet. He would be within range.
Mhm.
Johan would need to be able to stop the dispel magic from coming out.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you're within range of the dispel magic. It's 120 feet.
Yep.
It is one creature, object, or magical effect. I will say that Johan's class feature does technically count as a magical effect here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but here's the rub, Kelsey. You're going to have to figure out which one you're dispelling because it only affects one creature, object, or magical effect. So you can cancel out his flight, or you can cancel out what he did to Morgan. Pyre.
Can't say it one more time.
I want to cancel out what he did to Morgan.
All right. So Morgan is no longer a shadow demon,
I'll wave goodbye to Johan.
or not a shadow demon.
Okay.
He's no longer a spectre.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Pyre, you feel like his soul goes back to his body.
We are not gonna.
He's up high. We gotta knock him down.
If he comes close, knock him the fuck out. If not, I don't give a shit. That ends my turn, but I want to do Revivify.
Yeah.
Well, you're not in initiative right now.
Mhm.
Yeah. No.
Then I'm supposed to Revivify.
But I will say it's been longer than a minute.
God damn it. You got raised dead?
Yeah, I do.
There you go. We gotta work on that.
Do you have the right sort of diamond for it?
Can you?
Can I make the two 300s work? Because that's 100 more.
Well, I believe for the spell component it says one diamond worth 500. But if you're willing
Professor-
if you're willing to sacrifice two that are worth 600, I'll allow it.
There you go.
2 or 300?
Yeah, two that are 300 would be more than the 500 I think Raised Dead needs. Let me double check that. Boy,
So is
y'all making me
Johann
do work tonight.
is
Mhm.
Johann still running off now that we've dispelled that?
He probably stopped when Morgan's thing disappeared.
Trust.
That's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
I'll shout out to Johann and say, you've played your hand to your patron already. Now, Johann, are you gonna give up Levis for this girl? If he says to take the power for yourself, so you can so he can ascend, are you gonna give it to him for her life?
Stop being a simp, Taj yells. All right, Pyre. It is going to take an hour for you to cast Raised Dead over Morgan.
That's gonna take a while, yeah. So you're gonna
Yep.
be busy that, and we gotta keep protect over you.
Okay. Now, can Johann see the celestial patron?
The only one
person?
that can see the Celestial right now is Pyre. It's almost like you're kind of on an unholy level right now,
Ah, okay.
so you don't necessarily see the Celestial.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There are, I mean, you have abilities to where you could sense the Celestial probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Or that
Okay,
may
she'll
just be
go
an
ahead.
Oath of the Ancients paladin.
Well, no, he has divine sense, which allows him to. I guess it can sense. Let's see. But I think it's not. It's limited to celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
All right, so we'll
But
say
that would be kind of meta, though, if I sort of cast it back.
No,
because
that's. I
can't-
mean,
Okay.
yeah. I'll let you do that if you want to.
Okay. Well, he's going to do that. Actually,
You
Let's see what
definitely sense a very powerful celestial in the presence
Mhm.
of Morgan.
Okay.
Pyre, you're able to see her. You see her sort of turn her gaze coolly and look at Johann. She's been looking at Morgan neutrally, but she looks at Johann like she'll cut a bitch if she has to.
Okay.
No.
So
I was telling Kelsey that.
Okay.
You don't see that. You just sense there's a
as
celestial
I-
nearby.
I smile as I'm spinning my wheel.
And Brynjar is going to step in front of Morgan and kind of, with the butt of his pole arm, draw a line in the sand. And he's going to ready an attack if Johann comes after him.
All right.
So Johann will, I guess he kind of knows where it is, right? Where the celestial is.
No, you can just sense it.
Okay.
You open your awareness and you detect that there is a celestial.
And he
I
goes-
did say close to Johann, somewhere,
And he goes-
or Morgan's vicinity. Pardon me.
He says, and so Johann says, I don't know who you are or why you've come, but I imagine you've probably watched whatever has transpired, and you probably stand in judgment. So I'm going to do some. So I was asked to stop him, but they never said anything about this. And he holds out the Forsemian orb and says, if your intentions are noble, you may take it and do with it as you will.
So, Johann, nothing happens to the Versimian orb that you're holding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Pyre, you just sort of see her and look at Johann with a bemused look on her face, like she doesn't really have any need of that kind of power, or that she doesn't particularly desire it or want it. And she looks kind of at Johann now with like sort of almost a pitiable look.
Still going, doing my shit. I'm like, Morgan, she almost pities you.
Morgan says nothing. He continues to be dead.
Not Morgan, Johann, she almost pities you. Give it to Will Diggles.
Will Diggles is like, woohoo, another fee for Will Diggles.
Will Nichols is confused as fuck, just for the record. He's just kind of quietly watching, waiting for anybody to do
We're gonna
anything
have to
stupid.
talk this out when we're done.
Give it to someone here other than you. Because it also is wrapped in a towel.
I mean, if it's offered to Will Nichols, he'll take it for the party.
So Johann, he kind of realizes it's not that this thing does not take it, and he goes down to the ground, and he goes very well. He sets the Vorsimian orb on the ground. He summons his sword, and he basically stabs into it to basically try to destroy it.
Morgan, or not Morgan, Johann, give me a Constitution 22, DC 22 saving throw.
Okay, all right. Let's see what's gonna happen. That's an 11.
You take 100.
Oh!
You take 128 radiant damage, or no, pardon me, force damage.
Okay, Johann is down because that pretty much wiped him out. So he's at 0 hit points there.
All right, Johann falls to the ground pretty violently.
So he falls and he takes fall damage?
Technically, yeah. Well, no, because he said he was.
Oh, you
He
said
was
he's
on the
also on the ground.
ground.
He's already
He's
on the
on the
ground.
ground.
Yeah, so he was saying he was already on the ground. So yeah, Johann, give me your first death saving throw.
Okay, here we go. Let's see, death save. Here we are. That's a 23.
All right, so you have one successful death saving throw.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna say 15 minutes has passed now on bringing Morgan back to life.
Hope that I hope he dies in the sand.
Oh wow.
Everyone who's not Johann, give me perception checks.
What was that stupid fucking? What were you thinking?
Wait, you said
stupid
Morgan is
idiot?
back?
He says, looking down at the dead body.
Yeah, everyone who's not Johann and Morgan, give me perception
Yeah.
checks. Kelsey, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Pyre's pretty busy. All right, so Will Diggles, Brynjar, and Taj. Everybody except for Pyre. You guys notice black fingers now coming up out of the ground, attached to long, spindly black arms that are wrapping around Morgan, almost like they're ready to drag Morgan down to hell.
Oh.
Going.
Did you not?
What'd you yell, Kelsey?
Could you not? I'm busy.
Just swatting them
Well,
away.
it's up to Will Diggles and Brynjar.
What fresh hell is this?
All right,
Literally.
Johann, give me
Yes.
another death saving throw.
Yep. That's a 12.
That is a 12.
I do have a point of order.
Yes.
The Paladin's aura of protection does not apply while you're unconscious, so that would be a failure.
Oh, true. You're right. That's true. So it's so that's so actually
That's an 8.
So yeah. Oh, that's an 8. You're right. Okay. There we go.
All right, then you have one failed death saving throw and one successful saving throw. One and one.
Does
Some
anyone
Paladin
have-
stuff.
What's that,
Does
Will
anyone
Diggles?
have a
I really want
healing
Johann to
potion or
live.
something?
Will Diggles asks if anyone has a healing potion.
Why?
Can't you give a healing
Are
potion?
you
to somebody else?
hurt?
Actually,
I understand
Wildigus is torn up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's confused.
All right, here he'll pull out from his pack and everything like that and hand it to the professor. I'm apologizing for all this coming out. I promise both of you the full rundown, though we'll make sure to go in as depth as we can.
It's just, heal the people. What are you people doing?
People, which people? We're working on healing this guy.
You got another dead one right there.
That idiot who stabbed him.
He obviously
Johann of Flo is a fool. Who will trade the world for his wife.
We surely can't just let him die.
Did you give him
He
a
can
healing
go
potion?
after his. He is a paladin. We know exactly where he's going.
Did you
If
give,
anything,
Did you give
if
Will
anything-
Diggles?
less problems than us.
Did you give Will Diggles a potion?
I did. I gave him a potion, regardless of what I'm saying. I did give him a potion.
All right. What did you give him?
I gave him a regular one.
All right.
A top me up.
You have a common potion of healing, Will Diggles. What do you want to do with it?
I want to cast. That would be terrible. I'm so tempted though. How far am I from Johann's body?
Well, we're not in initiative anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, well I'll run over to Johann and try to give him the healing potion. That'll
All right.
bring him to zero.
We're not wasting another healing potion on you.
All right.
Brynjar is gonna go. Brynjar is gonna go with him. He's gonna secure the orb in his bag of holding.
The orb.
No, the orb's destroyed.
The orb's
It's
destroyed.
Yeah,
Oh,
Johann's
actually-
standing in a crater.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what
okay.
that whole thing was.
Yeah,
I
there's
thought it was like
there's a
some sort of
smoking-
barrier. Or
No,
something.
there's a smoking crater.
No,
there.
it blew up.
He took 10d20 damage from the
Yeah.
Simeon rupture.
He's basically his whole thing was like, well, it's too powerful for any of the it's too powerful for any of you, for Morgan to take, and he didn't want to take the chances any of you guys would give to him, but it's definitely too powerful for his patron. So he's like, well, I'm going to destroy it. That seems to be the best option. So
Will Dickles will give the healing potion, but he'll like glare over his shoulder at Pyre from across the way while he does this.
All right. So roll 2d4 plus 2, Will Diggle.
Can I not use this little icon thing?
Yeah, you can use the icon. You can use it's a common potion of common healing. All right, Johann. You have stabilized with 6 hit points.
mm-hmm.
Brynjar's gonna prepare an attack.
All right. Yeah, you come back to your senses. You are currently prone, and Brynjar is over you with the business end of his halberd, ready to slash you open.
Now, can Johann, when he's now awake, can he kind of hear the King in Yellow say anything, like what he, if anything, what's going to happen?
Give me a religion check.
Okay. Yeah, religion is not my strong suit for some reason. Yeah, because that's a 9.
Hard to read.
Yeah,
You would
okay.
know that even with your body as broken as it is right now,
Mhm.
you would know that you were told to stop Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
He was told to kill Morgan.
No. He was told. Hang on here. Let me see what you were told specifically.
Let's be clear. Stop in Magiskaran means kill.
Yeah. Well, he said stop him twice. So now you have to remember the King in Yellow is not Magiskaran. That's
Mm-hmm.
Johann is, but the King in Yellow is not himself Magiskaran, although their God King, quote unquote, is powered by the King in Yellow. But you would feel like, just on a paladin level, serving a patron, that you did what was asked of you. You stopped Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Okay.
and you broke the artifact that he was going to use to
Mhm.
try to wrest power away from the Black Pharaoh.
Okay. All right. So he did. So he actually. So you kind of feel that he did his duty.
So he feels his woman is safe for now.
Okay. So Johann will actually stand up. He is going to go ahead and lay on hands so you can heal all 40 of that. So he'll go again, get some more hit points back.
All right.
Okay. So that's going to use all of his lay on hands ability.
All right.
Are
And
you
he
calmed
says,
down yet?
and then he goes, and he basically looks resigned. Like almost like he was kind of willing to basically that was kind of his, like, basically that was almost like that was his like sacrifice play for this.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, but he kind of understands that he still destroyed. He says, and he basically tells the others, he goes, and he basically hands them. He basically looks to the Wildiggles and he goes, Professor Wildiggles, I want to give you something before I go.
It's a trap.
He gives,
It's the herpes.
okay. He gives him what is a scroll. I think he actually saved this for a while. It is a remove curse spell. And I forget where Naya is actually located, Mr. DM.
She is still back in
Imperial
Proper
City, right?
Alcorac.
yeah,
Yeah.
in
Okay.
the Palace City, the Jeweled City. I
Okay.
think.
Okay, he says, if you ever find yourself to the Jewel City, find a woman named Nysa.
Named what?
And cast it and cast this. And he hands her the scroll on her.
You'll have to repeat.
Please do.
You'll have to repeat the name.
Okay, Naya is her name. I want you to cast this on her. And if she should remember who I am, tell her that she is free now. But I must go off to a different place. Hopefully we will see each other again. And with that, he turns to Brenyar. He goes, take care of the others. And tell Morgan of Limetown that I hold no ill will. But he is safe for now. And he looks to the other, and he basically looks one last look at the Pyre, and kind of like thinks that she's in the middle of healing. He looks at Taj. He goes, take care, Tajawala of Alcarak.
I hope to not see you again, Johann.
Fair enough.
Your patron will see the end of Levis.
Be that as it may, I am the only thing that stands between him and Levis. And Johann walks off into the desert.
All right. We look forward to seeing Mike's third character next week.
Yep. He walks off.
Remember, the third one has to stick. You don't get any more. You just get kicked out of the
yes. All right. Yeah.
Discord server.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, Morgan sits there dead while
Being dragged to hell, by the way. I don't know if anyone's going to address that.
Well,
It's a metaphorical drag to hell, not a literal drag to hell.
I mean, they literally look like they want to drag him to hell, but at the same time, the arms aren't quite material yet. They're still very ethereal looking, like they're there but they're not there, almost like ghost hands.
The fact that you use the word "yet" concerns me.
It's all good. While I'm dead, I'm gonna go to King Kai's planet and learn the Spirit Bomb in Kaioken.
There you go. That'll help a lot. Taj will call Brynjar and Wildigals over and says, you let a dangerous man run off.
It was one of our friends, like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and things change. Well, here, while Morgan is healing, I guess we can speak a little bit more plainly.
Okay, this is another man who was our friend 5 minutes ago, talking about conquering the world and stuff. It's a little morally ambiguous, don't you think?
Look, I don't disagree with the ambiguity of it. But what I do disagree with is that the power gets left on the board. Look, if we go and scatter the pieces once we're all done with the Dune Lords, someone's gonna come and try and grab them all again. Eventually, I'll bring this to the farthest reaches of the north, and bury it 10 miles deep in ice, and someone will still come after it long after I'm dead. And maybe heroes of Levis will come up and will save it. Maybe. Or they don't get that. They don't get it in time, and then Levis is taken over by someone with a lot crueler intentions than what we're doing here. I don't disagree with Morgan's absurdity, but I do agree with his pragmatism.
There's always a calamity to be fought. I just want to go home.
We can at least push the clock back. Once we get Morgan up, that stupid fucker, really holding your hands out in the open isn't going to, talk down a warlock.
Pyre.
Yes.
It has been an hour. You have completed your spell. First off, Morgan.
Hey, that's me.
Does the soul of Morgan wish to return?
How much of that did I see as a dead person?
As a dead person, right now, none.
All right, so he's not aware of anything that just happened. So yeah, he'll come back.
All right.
You'll come back? Yay!
Yep.
So, Pyre, you complete your spell. Morgan takes a deep breath. The wound that was in his chest is no longer there, and now those black hands and arms that were enfolding around him, solidify, wrapping around him, and they start trying to pull him down through the earth. All around you, Pyre and Morgan, the ground is beginning to shift. It's turning orange in about a 20-foot radius around you. Almost like it's getting ready to erupt like a volcano. But still, those black arms are clutching at Morgan and trying to pull him down into this.
The fuck now?
So, Morgan.
That's me.
This is going to take a DC 22 strength check. You can use athletics on this if you would like. But
I assist.
Hang on. I'm going to look up because I think
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, Morgan, you're at a -4.
-4 to everything, yeah.
To everything because you just were restored back to life. So,
One hit point.
Either Brynjar or Pyre can help him, can assist him, which will give him advantage on the roll.
At a -4, I cannot beat a 22, even if I roll a natural 20. So, plan B, I'm going to burn a soul gem and try and phase through them.
All All right. What I'll do then is I'll say that you have instead of a DC 22, I'm going to lower it to a DC 18.
All right, and this is a strength save.
It's got to be like strength or
Efficient.
athletics, or I'll let you.
Well-
I'll let you use acrobatics if you want to,
That's slightly better. Let's see.
and you'll have an advantage on it because Brynjar is trying to assist you, and he is a
All right, well-
large, manly man with I think giant strength.
It is correct.
He is a manly man with giant strength. All right, let's see how this
23
goes.
strength.
Hiya. 21.
I lowered it to 18. You rolled a 21. Brynjar,
-4. That's
Brynjar Empire. Or yeah, -4. That is oh yeah.
17.
That is
I have-
17.
So
This is hold on. My luck is literally about to run out. I will use my last luck point to re-roll that.
wait.
You got to beat a 16.
Yep, this will be thematic. Let's go for it. Nope, Morgan's luck has quite literally run out.
Brynjar and Pyre, you both try to save Morgan, but the arms are just too strong, and they drag him down into that orange portal, which you realize now is not lava like you initially thought it looked like, or some kind of burning hellfire. It seems more like some sort of glowing yellowish orangish portal.
Oh. Oh, I think I know who this is.
Shit.
Brynjar tries to go with them. Fuck it, let's go.
Oh, God damn it,
Morgan will phase through Brynjar and slip his grip.
All right, so Morgan, yeah, Brynjar, you try to go with Morgan, and Morgan phases like Kitty Pryde while he gets sucked through the portal. And you and Pyre are left atop the portal, which is now closed but still glowing, but gradually fading. And
I will throw my bag out at them if I have a chance,
Okay.
just so that the artifacts I have are not lost.
Thank God. God,
All
Morgan, can we keep the portal open?
No, he's gone.
Yeah, Morgan will wink goodbye as he tosses his bag out.
Taj will pound the sand with a fist. Says, "God fucking damn it!"
I guess.
Brynjar takes Morgan's money. Not just.
I kept my wallet with me when I died, just my stuff.
You kept your wallet.
Wow.
My hand reaches back through, grabs my wallet, and then sinks back down to hell.
God. Oh my God.
Ah, that stupid bastard. Stupid.
Okay, so my plan was let Johan kill Morgan, have Pyre bring back Morgan, then Morgan is going to kill Johan, or the party's going to kill Johan, and Morgan was going to use the Vorsemian artifact to try and rip his soul away from the King in Yellow.
Right.
That would have been my plan.
Mm-hmm.
If I had more time to explain, but unfortunately things happened.
No, it's all good. That was
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah. So I guess Morgan's now you're a guest of the a guest in Carcosa at this
Morgan's
point.
fucking dead. He's fucking gone.
Okay.
Well, we don't.
I better
know.
start drawing
Okay.
some new art.
We don't know yet quite what's happened with Morgan.
We'll figure that out momentarily. Is that an Arcana check to figure out where he went?
Or could I
I got a plus
Being
15
educated
for
in-
you with your name on it.
Hang on. What?
planar stuff?
What?
What did you say,
Professor-
Brynjar?
Would I know anything about this?
Yeah, y'all can
Oh,
both make an Arcana check if
Oh,
you want to.
I'll actually chat with Wildiggles about it because you're a conjuration mage, right?
I'm a what?
What kind of wizard are you?
Yeah, conjuration. Sorry,
Perfect. This is.
I thought you
this
said
is-
conjugation. I'm like,
this-
well, I could
Whoa!
be.
Whoa!
The power of grammar.
This is up your alley. What the hell kind of portal was that?
Professor Wildiggle, since you and Taj are having a scholarly discussion about it, you can actually roll twice. It was my intent to let you roll with advantage.
Gotcha. Let me find
Although
it.
15 is fine. I would have been fine with 15 as well. All right, so
Yeah,
15.
probably stick with the 15. Yeah.
Pyre, give me a religion check.
You can just ask Sephora.
Yeah. Yeah, that tracks.
A lot happened.
Fucking
So-
bread roll.
It's been a long day.
So Pyre, even though you brought Morgan back, you know you did. You raised him from the dead. He was no longer dead. But you get the feeling that whatever was fated for Morgan was already, what's the best way to say this? The wheels had already started on that bus, and raising him from the dead wasn't going to stop him from going off to judgment. If that makes
So
sense.
he's getting judged.
Yeah, so Pyre, you would think, and Will Diggles, you would think, based on what you saw, that he has been taken, and this is specifically because of the arms that dragged him down, he has been taken to be judged in the afterlife.
Can I have Ned Tamlock defend me in my afterlife trial?
I don't know if you got enough money. Ned Tamlock's,
He ain't cheap.
he charges quite a bit now after getting the heroes of Dawnhold off. So Morgan, let me see here.
We was just one party. We lost two.
Two.
Yeah, this was worst case scenario. But hey, Naya lived.
Yes. Yep.
And
That was Morgan's intent. He wasn't gonna kill Johan.
I've got to set something up here, so give me a minute.
Right.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
It'd be an epic fight, 1v1.
Right.
But I'm like, that's out of character for Morgan. He would never.
By the way, just
hurt
to
his
get a
friends.
little nerdy on the thing. The inspiration for Johan, I took not only was it Conan, but also Elric of Melniboné.
Gesundheit. I'm not familiar with that one. Can you give me a
Oh,
little context?
you ought to read. If you guys get a chance to read Michael Moorcock's Elric stuff, it's really good.
It's very old
kind of
school.
like, yeah, it's pretty old school, but it's kind of that's kind of the basis for like what dark fantasy was, and also it's basic and essentially Elric was kind of may have been the inspiration behind the Drow, actually.
He was actually.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, and also the thing with the Hexblade too, and everything like that. So that comes from that story too. The alignment system in D&D also comes from those novels. And the like Law and Chaos and everything like that. So yeah,
Pretty
you
cool.
should if you really want to if you want to get trippy, yeah, you can definitely check those books out.
So Morgan
My
is off.
shameless-
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
Nope, that's it.
So
I'll
Morgan
have
is
to
off to
give
be
that a look.
judged in the afterlife.
But he's still alive though, so I don't know if that. I mean, if anyone can escape from
Yeah, he's
Well,
It's like, I
that's,
can just
that's
run.
the thing. He's still alive, but if anybody can f that up, it's Morgan.
That's
Yeah, no, I'm fully agreeing, and he's got a whole bunch of people who probably have his soul sitting. So okay, quick, let's think.
By the way,
The
there's a bag
afterlife.
of like 20 souls that Morgan
We-
has. It's
we-
in his stuff.
we need to. Is there like stories of going to the afterlife? Al-Karaki stories of going to the afterlife?
Yeah, Marbach has done it.
Okay, like in a come back kind of idea.
Well, but with the scholarly conversation that you and Will Diggles had, and the religious insight provided by Pyre, you would think that Morgan's basically going to have to make the case for his own life. So Morgan's probably not coming back.
Well, maybe we can tip the scale a little bit or something.
You would get the feeling that Morgan's kind of going to be on his own. Morgan, speaking
Yep.
of Morgan, what was the name of your father?
His name was Arthur.
Oh,
Arthur Blackwood. Morgan's
Oh.
real name would have been Morgan Blackwood.
that's actually kind of cool.
Arthur Morgan, you're telling me.
Arthur and his son Morgan, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Very true.
yes, yeah.
So, Morgan, as you are being pulled down, and you do feel yourself being pulled downward, literally the direction of downward. But eventually the arms give way and you are surrounded by a warmth. You realize you're floating above the desert.
Morgan's gonna take a minute to catch his breath.
And you see above you the floating winged form of Zafara, your former patron.
Oh fuck!
But you realize that you're not alone. As you look over, and in between you and Zafara, you see the figure and the familiar face of your father, Arthur Blackwood.
Morgan never knew his father.
Well, this is based on what people have told you of your father. This is what your father would look like. And he has kind of a half smile, half frown as he looks at you. Like he's happy to see you, but at the same time, he thinks maybe you're kind of an asshole.
You're such a disappointment.
Probably, honestly, yeah. Morgan will just get his bearings for a sec. He'll be like, "Oh fuck," because he's alive, so he's in a lot of pain. He has 2 nearly lethal stab wounds.
Yep.
So he's just sucking air for a minute. Fuck. Asking them to trust me probably would have worked better before I said the whole crazy plan thing.
And
Fuck.
the figure with
Am I
you
dead?
looks at you and says, "You are, for all intents and purposes, dead. You are not technically dead. What has happened to you is an odd happenstance that normally does not happen to people. But you have made yourself such a name on this side." And he kind of looks around, like all around you to the sky and everything else. And he says, "You've become such a noteworthy individual that you have already been put on a different path long ago. So this was going to happen whenever you died, regardless of whether or not your friends brought you back."
Cool. That would have been cool to know. You look familiar.
Well, it has been quite a long time since you have seen me, and the last time that I saw you physically, you were but a child. You were but a little baby.
Morgan,
I am your
having
father.
been through a lot. Yeah, it takes a sec. It takes a sec for him to click, and he's like, "Oh, damn." Hey, good to get to know you.
It is good to finally meet you as well. I must admit that I find myself perplexed by you. I have watched you your entire life, and I have watched you walk around with baggage you should not have had, baggage that was not yours. But rather than set that baggage on the curb, you carried it around like a chip on your shoulder, like chains draped around your frame.
Not to be rude, but it's been a long day, so can we speak more literally? I'm not at my best. I'm a little lightheaded.
Why have you been such an asshole?
Okay, yep, that's excellent question. And then Morgan will sit up a bit. Oh, it's not like I'm doing it on purpose, just fuck.
And Zafara speaks up and says, "Nah, you go out of your way to be a dick sometimes. You have." And as she says that, you realize you were literally a dick to her after she actually tried to help you.
Why were you mean to me?
All right, listen. I apologized a little bit before through Pyre. I'll say it again. I'm sorry, Zafara. I have some issues when people I care about leave. It's been tough, and you leaving the way you did, even though I was at fault, it hurt in a way I wasn't ready for. You didn't deserve for me to treat you like that.
And then your father looks at you solemnly, and he says, I've watched you your whole life do this. Push people away, even people trying to help you, with no gain for themselves, just trying to be benevolent to you. And your instinct is just to always push them away. And then in the end, in the last moment of choice that you had, you chose to wrest power. And he just kind of stares at you dumbfoundedly, like he doesn't understand anything about you.
Well, what can I say? I like making big waves. I've lost everything, okay? I did have people who cared about me, and I cared about them. I know, all credit to you, you did your best, but there was a man who was like a father to me. And he taught me a lot about myself, how to work with other people to mutual benefit, how to take care of myself. And I no doubt I'd be dead a dozen times, if not for him. I didn't always act like it. It didn't always deserve the latitude they gave me, but I don't know. After losing him and everyone else in my guild, I'm tired of losing people. I want them back. That was why I wanted the power. I can already bring their souls close, but it's almost worse knowing that even though they're close by, even though they can still help me, I'll never talk to them again. So I wanted this power. I just wanted to bring them back.
And Arthur
And
Blackwood kind of strokes his long mustaches a little bit and thinks for a moment. And he says, I'm not here to judge you. That's for others. But it's brought me a great deal of pain to watch you make the choices that you've made and basically throw so many blessings away that people, and it kind of motions back to Safara and others have tried to give you. One of them wants to speak to you now. And as he says that, he motions with his left hand, and you see a familiar face appear to you. It is that of Ranger 4.
Oh.
He's
It's been a minute. I'll point something out that after Ranger 4 died and Morgan could summon ghosts, I asked Alex if Ranger 4's spirit would be willing to help Morgan if he called on him, and he did say yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Ranger 4's phantom has been appearing from time to time to help him fight. But this is, I guess, the first time we've talked face to face. So Morgan will approach Ranger 4 and embrace him.
It's been a long minute. You'll give him a big hug.
It's good to see you.
Good
Listen,
to see you
I'm
too.
sorry about what happened.
Yeah, it's okay. Really not that bad up here, you know. I was expecting something different a long time ago, but it's nice here.
Listen, there's something I gotta know.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still here because of me? Can you and the others... Would you be able to move on if I wasn't still here?
I haven't asked.
Yeah.
Because all I all I hear is a call to help. And I feel like I could say no. I feel like I could. But of course I'm not gonna say no. What are you talking about?
Even after everything that happened. I got
course.
you and Johan killed. I got Miriam killed. That was the priestess who died.
No, I remember. It's not been that long.
Yeah, Ranger 4, Miriam had the chance to come with you, did not for it.
No. He'll nod and all that and say, but that's life, you know. It was a tough call, but it went how it went, and I think he grew from it a lot.
Yeah, Morgan will wipe his eyes for a second. Being still alive, he still has real tears that he's crying.
Oh yeah, he's a fake, you know.
In the end, Morgan's a bitch. No, I'm kidding. So, after hearing from Ranger 4 that he more or less doesn't blame you for anything or hold any kind of animosity, I don't want to take away your player agency, Ranger 4.
No,
but it sounds like
it's all good. No, Ranger 4 is at pretty peace here. It's better than the Eberron afterlife, I'll tell you what.
And so, after Ranger 4 speaks, Arthur Blackwood motions across to you from you the other way. And you see a person that you haven't seen before, but you feel the tremendous divine presence from this person. One of the myriad gods, daughter of Jastia, and that is Amara, the goddess of compassion. She is the one who decides if you are worthy of an actual, what's the best way to say this? Of an actual life in the afterlife, or if you're just gonna kind of walk the earth like a dick.
Upon realizing who this is, Morgan will say, "Listen, Pyre did the things she did because I asked her to, okay? I know she's crossed a lot of lines, but she did it because of me."
And she doesn't say
please.
anything. She just kind of stares at you. Her face is not hard. Her face is almost like she kind of pities you. But at the same time, you don't sense any kind of malevolence or anger or hatred coming off of her.
I know it was wrong to draw her into all this, but we needed her, and I manipulated our friendship to my own gain. So all this, Pyre was against it, and you know that.
And she speaks up for a moment. She says, "She may have been against it, but it was her decision to intervene on your behalf and try to return you to the world because she was your friend."
And you guys fixed that, right? So no harm done.
And she looks over at you, Ranger 4. And she says, "Do you think this one has learned any lessons here in the end? Or is he still as self-serving as he was in life? Do you feel he has learned anything now in death? Or do you feel he still has things to learn?"
Ranger 4 will ponder on this for a while and says, "The entire time I've known Morgan, he's always been changing. From the most self-centered person I know to the most selfless. Is more change required? Maybe. I don't think I get to decide that part. But I think that he's better use there than here. It's nice here. Morgan, you can just close your eyes, it feels like, and just rest. But there's still people down there, you know. There's those new people you got, and they're gonna need you. They're gonna definitely need you.
And she looks at you again, Ranger 4. And she says, when it is his time, do you believe he has earned a true afterlife, or do you believe his soul should forever wander, continually trying to learn?
I think by the time the world's able to take Morgan for the last time, that he'll deserve to move on peacefully.
Ranger 4 and Morgan, you both notice Safara off to the side, very badly biting back words. kind of maybe biting her cheek on the inside to keep her mouth shut.
Morgan will speak up then. Listen, I mean, Ranger 4 is just another in a long list of good friends I don't deserve. I won't say that I haven't grown and learned a lot on this journey. But if I do get, what is this, a 4th, 5th, 6th chance, I'm not turning back. I am going to try to take the power of Chorus. Because if not me, someone else will. And I'm going to use it how I've always done. To help my friends.
Before is going to glance at Amara very concernedly.
And
Morgan's
Amara-
defiant streak won't let him stay quiet here.
Amara looks at you, Ranger 4, with, kind of a I tried look on her face. And so Amara looks back at you, Morgan. And she says, I was going to let your friend here decide your fate because he is someone who could speak on your behalf. He is someone who has traveled with you and has known you for a while. But even here in the end, you were not willing to let that happen. You had to sabotage yourself.
You know what's in my heart. It doesn't matter what I was going to say.
I know
But
it
listen.
now, and I know that you'll never change. The power that you think that you need, perhaps the power that you think you are somehow entitled to, is not a power that should rest with one individual. It is not a power that anyone should wield, and it is a power that should remain trapped. Morgan of
The wheels are
Limetown,
already in motion. Someone is going to free it, and it won't be long now. The Dune
You-
Lords, the party.
that may be, but it will be up for your friends to stop them. I have made my decision, and you are to wander the earth as a ghost.
Oh.
And with that, she is gone. Does Ranger 4 do anything as he's fading away?
He'll say it was a good run, Morgan.
In the end, I just
Till the end.
couldn't. Yeah.
He disappears before you can say anything. And then your father just sort of looks at you with, regret writ across his face. And he says, maybe if things had been different, if I hadn't died when you were so young, I could have taught you better. But now we'll never know. And with that, he is gone. And Safara just watches you for a moment. And then she's gone. And Morgan, it is just you as you sink back to the dunes, and you are left to wonder and walk the earth. And with that,
And somewhere you probably, Johan is probably whispering, "Why would Morgan do this?"
and with that, we are. That concludes tonight's session. We ran a little long, but I wanted to see what was going on with Morgan. I wanted to see if Morgan would still sabotage himself in the end, and he didn't let me down.
Oh, absolutely. Morgan was if like his father or Ranger 4 had asked him, he might. But if the gods are asking him if he's gonna back down, never.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, it's like, okay.
So I better get drawing. I have a.
All right.
Oh man.
So, does anyone have any observations? Anything anybody wants to say?
Okay. First off, this was an emotional session. I mean, the thing is, no ill will to anybody, but I guess
No, of course not.
Yeah, I think with Johan saying he's definitely gonna be like, I kind of resigned to the idea like he was not gonna get back to nice. He was not gonna have a happy ending. Let's just put it that way. But his whole thing was like, no, okay, if someone's gonna guard the doorway between Carcosa and Levis, it was gonna be him. So I guess it's a weird. I don't know. I wouldn't know if you necessarily would call what he did. I mean, on the one hand, he did prevent. I was almost like, I don't know. It's kind of a Magneto move in a weird way. I don't know that what he did.
I mean, yeah, Morgan's plan was insane, right? It was an insane call,
right?
And I think,
but to
be justified that killing him was the right thing to do.
Yeah, but in a weird way, it's almost like, okay, so it's like, okay, because it's like, okay, because you don't want to have anybody else get this Forsimian artifact. He doesn't want to necessarily have the King and Yellow get it either. So it's like, okay, well, no one's getting it. So that was that. Morgan, man, I was rooting for him. But basically, come on, you can change. Come on, you can do it.
Morgan was the plan with Morgan is always to just be true to his friends, but also keep hitting the gas until you spin out or succeed.
I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, I do find it's like but I like the others. Taj, his like, oh my gosh, wow, you guys are ready to like. He's now like, wow, I've got an enemy for life now, and then I do find it interesting, like Will Diggleton was like, and Brenner was like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
That's a lot for them. A lot for them to catch up on.
Mm-hmm.
So the original party is now officially gone, right? The original party adventures from the start of campaign 2, all gone.
Yeah.
So
Ranger 4 gone, Morgan gone, Johan gone, Larissa gone, Will gone.
So early on in the campaign, they had a situation where they were drawn to this one city. I can't remember where it was.
Tequila.
But there were blue dragonborn that were laying in wait to ambush them, and they had a priestess of the moon hostage. And Morgan kind of got a little. What's the best way to say this?
They called their bluff.
Carried away.
Yeah.
Oh, that too.
With
a little cocky,
mocking the moon goddess, and it wound up getting his priestess and one other member of the party killed when the temple began to collapse. Or actually, no. Yeah. I think her priestess had already been killed by the dragonborn.
Yeah,
right.
They
basically dared them to do it.
They just killed her outright. Yeah.
He like smack talked them, and then they cut her head off or something.
Yeah,
it was a whole.
Then I think the moon goddess started blasting Morgan because he was in her temple, and she blamed him. So then Morgan started destroying the statues in the temple, and that was what caused it to start collapsing.
There was also who got to decide who died? It was Johan or Ranger 4, one of the two.
It was Will.
Well, no, it was
brought him back.
I think it was Will. Yeah.
Will decided
it was,
because we
Junie's
both
character,
went down.
yeah.
Yeah,
Both
Will
dead.
decided who was going to come back. It was actually, I mean, it was up to y'all. It was y'all's decision, but Will was the one.
Well, Will was the one who enacted it. Yeah.
I might be crazy, but I and Taj liked Morgan's plan. I don't like the. It is crazy, of course, but like, you know,
I think Morgan is
Levis
good at
has
being
a lot.
the lesser
Levis
of
has a
two
lot
evils,
weighing
right?
on this, and he's hesitant to just leave that sitting.
Right, it's got to be someone. Someone's going to go after this.
Yeah, and
yes.
he may not
yeah.
be there the next time this happens. So I don't know. I'd rather solve it for good.
Damn, I
get it though. It's
I have a couple ideas, but yep.
All
Yeah,
right, so those of you who lived through tonight, whenever we pick up next time, we'll have a little bit of reflection and soul searching, and you'll be able to finally have a long rest and level up.
Yay.
Thank God.
Those of you who have said goodbye to the campaign at this point, let me see here.
We are eliminated and banished from the Annals of Levis.
You will level up to
14?
was it 14?
15.
15.
That's what I'm at.
15.
So that means
15,
Morgan, you'll have to create a new level 15 character, and
Okay.
or Rick will, and Johan. If you want to bring back Wormgill or Dave and level him back up to 15, you can. That's up to you.
Oh, okay.
Or what you want to do, or if you want to figure out a way to try to bring Johan back, we can work on that as well.
I don't know, man. I don't know if Taj Wall will probably kill him on sight if he tries wandering back to those guys.
He's gonna fucking
Especially
haunt
now that we
Johan.
lost them already.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, although I'm sure the King in Yellow's not finished with Johan basically at all at this point. It's like, hey, you may stop Morgan, but so I don't know. It's like so.
I do like how that
Yeah, I mean-
last luck roll failed. The literal last luck point. His
Wanted
luck
to
literally
say
ran out.
that if you succeeded on the first, if you just took the first roll, I was trying to say that you can.
You were gonna use Flash of Insight. I know you were.
Yes, I know. I wanted to do that, but I knew that you were playing ballsy on purpose, so I didn't say anything.
I know. I appreciate that you would have done it.
Yes.
It would have been a nice moment to have everyone pull Morgan free from the clutches of his own
Of
consequences.
Well,
And he continues to be a menace on Levis.
Unfortunately, Morgan finally had to. Morgan finally hit that moment where he was like, "Oh no, look, it's the consequences of my actions."
At least
To be fair,
Yeah.
he made a really good run of it.
At least he can haunt some casinos now or something.
I'm haunting Johan.
Right.
This motherfucker's
Oh,
never having
yeah.
a good night's sleep
I
again.
waste so many races on you.
Oh yeah.
Diamond.
Hey, that 600 gold, you don't get a refund, I guess.
Yeah.
No! Piece of shit.
It's alright. You have
Morgan's like, man, I
Morgan
don't
stuff.
like the gods anyways.
You have
I
all the Morgan
mean-
stuff, so
Well, you have everything
I mean,
in
at the
his
end-
pack, in his backpack.
that's
Oh,
true. I guess his gear that he was
Yeah,
wearing was
yeah.
probably gone.
He took all his gear and all his money with him.
I mean, to be fair, I
Asshole.
think in turn, I think to be fair too, like of the two a-holes of this part, I guess, or anti-heroes of this party, I think if you had to choose between Morgan and Johan, I'd definitely go with Morgan.
Of the what?
I mean, yeah.
The artifacts?
Yeah.
No, he threw the bag back. So
I love
yeah.
Johan as a character, but I'm also excited to see what you bring next, Mike, because you always have such
Okay.
interesting characters.
Yeah, I got an idea for maybe who I could bring in. I may have been, but
I'll put it this way.
Yeah,
the new characters
yeah.
will be introduced in Zambar.
okay, good deal. Okay,
I have a couple
Alright.
ideas, some bad, some really bad. So
You should
we'll
roll
see
a
how it
conjugation
works.
wizard.
Conjugation wizard.
The conjugation wizard, yes.
the conjugation wizard.
And you'll be
Um,
using the 2014 rules, not the 2024 rules.
Yeah,
Right, I
yeah.
figured.
Oh yeah,
Unless I play a
of course,
ranger.
Yeah. I
So-
mean, yeah, yeah. I've got an idea for what for who to bring in. I mean, although it would be a little bit of a deep cut, sort of. but we shall see.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and cut it off there for tonight.
Okay.
Tell everyone who's going to watch this later on YouTube, hello.
Hello,
Howdy, everyone.
you two. Sorry it was so
Hello.
depressing. And,
F in the
and
comments
full of
for Morgan and
negativity.
Johan.
Yeah, F in the chats for him. Well, Johan's still alive, but
Well, gone from the party.
yes. All right.
All right. Well, we will see you guys then next week.
All right.
And,
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone have a
Okay.
everyone have a good rest of the week.
See you, everyone.
All
Good night,
right.
everybody.
Yeah. See you guys.
Yeah.
It was fun. See you guys next time.